Testing, testing, testing. Welcome to the Crypto Bus Ninja channel. If you guys cannot hear me or can hear me, let me know in the comments section below. And we are going to get started here in less than 3 minutes. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the live stream. For some reason, my mouse decided to die, so I'm without a mouse. I got a new one coming in tomorrow. So bear with me if it's a little slow starting out. But I am going to get going on my YouTube. I'm going to announce to the Telegram chat that we are live. We do have a Telegram chat. A link to join that is in the description below on YouTube, and it is free to join. And yeah. So bear with me while I get everything set up. Happy New Year, by the way. And let's get started on this live stream. So, okay, there's some coins I do want to talk about. I do want to look at the Fear and Greed Index before we get too far into this. And technically we are starting a minute early, but right now the Fear and Greed Index is at 71. We are in greed, so be cautious. I feel like it's been the same area for a long time, so I'm not really too worried about it. Bitcoin continues to go up, and really that's what I care about. Korea Coin, I've talked to you guys about Korea Coin. It continues to move to the upside. I mean, it's a gaming coin. Market cap right now is about it's about $20 million. I just looked earlier, $21 million. And it continues to go up. I just DCA'd again, and I'm going to start DCAing into it, even if it means I slowly buy up higher. It's a good gaming coin, and it's looking good. And it's quickly approaching the market cap of Gal, which is another gaming coin, which is around $40 million market cap. But right now it's at 7 cents, and I'm looking for it to continue to go the upside. I do have a few $100 in it. And yeah. So, but anyways, let's go over and look at Bitcoin, and then we'll get started on that. So, if you guys have requests, I'll write them down right here. Let me know, and I will look at them. Otherwise, with that being said, we're going to get started. I'm going to flip the screen so that you guys can see me on TikTok, or see the screen, I should say. And let's look at it. All right, so. All right, I got to get this out of the way right now, but. All right, so right now, Bitcoin is right now overbought on the weekly time frame. You guys can see that it's overbought on the stock RSI. Nothing to worry about. The 3-day chart is oversold, making a higher high, and I'm just going to quickly remove the drawings. And we're just going to start with a fresh chart. So right now, again, I don't have a mouse today, so bear with me. We're making it work. This is a bull pennant, and it is breaking out right now, or it looks like it's breaking out to the upside. You have the stock RSI oversold. That's really bullish. This is on the 3-day time frame for Bitcoin. Bitcoin on the 3-day time frame is very bullish. I've done this measure move before. We'll do it again. If you're conservative, that is your measure move. But if you're Gamby, I would use the entire measure move. The last major local low was at $24,800 on the 3-day time frame. I wouldn't really say that's a local low there at 35K. That's just an uptrend, at least on the 3-day time frame. Smaller time frames, you could say it's a local low. So your measure move right now for Bitcoin is taking you up to $75,000 roughly. So Bitcoin is looking really good to me. That would be a new all-time high for Bitcoin, and according to the 3-day chart, that could happen way before the halving. So that's the measure move for Bitcoin on the 3-day time frame. These do play out to the upside 68% of the time, so I'd be watching that on Bitcoin. The daily chart is also looking good. You can see the daily chart's also breaking out of this bull pennant that we have on Bitcoin. So the daily chart looks juicy. The 3-day chart looks good for me. I like what I'm seeing right now. Let's go down to the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart is overbought, but you're above the 200 simple moving average. I like that. So I like what I'm seeing on the daily and 3-day. The 12 hours is a little overbought as well. So I would just be cautious. If we go down to the 2-hour chart, that's overbought. 1-hour chart's overbought. We just looked at that. And the 15 is overbought. But overall, the daily and 3-day is really what I like. And the smaller time frames might need a pullback, but it's still looking like a breakout on the higher time frame. So that's really what I'm looking at. Today is Monday, right? So I'll be back live on Saturday at 7 p.m. Central Time. I believe when we're back live, I believe Bitcoin will be closer to 47K. 47.2 is the next major resistance for Bitcoin. I'm going to have to undo all this because I do want to have my support and resistances back on my chart. But that is what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. And if we look, we have major resistance at 47,200. So that's really our next resistance as long as we stay above $42,000. So that's what I'm looking at. 47K was major support in the last bull run. Right here is major support, and it was also major resistance right after as we came down. You retested 47.2 as major resistance, got rejected hard, and that's when you really started the dump all the way back down. Did not mean to do that. All the way back down to the lows, $15,000, $20,000. So that's what I'm looking for. Bitcoin. Bitcoin looks really good to me on the weekly time frame, and on the 3-day and on the daily. So, wow. And if you guys have requests for altcoins, let me know in the comment section below, and I will look at them. We are live on YouTube, so go check it out there. That way you can see the entire screen. And let me see if there's any request thus far for altcoins. Thank you for the likes, by the way. And, yeah. Let me just look through the chat really quick. So someone is requesting Quant. 47K. Getting ready for ETF on the 10th. Is that of this month, really? Ooh, that's interesting. Let's go look at Quant really quick. All right. I can barely hear the music, so I'm sure you guys can't hear the music. I don't know why my remote's not working. What is happening? So, all right. Should I sell my Bitcoin at 47 and then rebuy it when it pulls back? I can't tell you what to do. So, Quant right now is looking overbought on the weekly. I think a lot of coins are overbought on the weekly. The 3 days overbought. The daily is coming down, looking good. I think I drew this in a... It's going to be easier to use my hand. I drew this a while back, or maybe it was last time we were live, in a pennant. Or in some sort of falling wedge, trying to break to the upside. So my major move from last time we looked at this is $170, respectively, on Quant. So I like what I'm seeing. Let's go down to the 4-hour time frame right now. 4-hour time frame, you could say that this is another wedge here. So I like what this is doing, and I can draw it if you guys are visual people. This is another wedge for me. So that's another bull pennant on the 4-hour time frame. So that's really looking juicy for a move to the upside just on the 4-hour time frame alone. So let's just get our measure move. Yeah, so that would take you up to 165. That would get you really close to the bigger measure move of 170. Quant looks good to me on the 4-hour. Quant looks good to me on the 4-hour time frame. So if we go down to the 15-minute time frame, I do like to trade the 15 quite often. And when you're in a strong uptrend, you stay above this 200 simple moving average on the 15-minute time frame, and you are above it right now. The price of that's 130 or 138. So that's what I'm looking at. Quant looks good for a measure move up to 165. Someone requested, I think it was HGF. Thoughts on Richard Hart? I don't have any thoughts on that. Would not be surprised if this is Southern News event. It probably is. That's usually what happens. Plus, you're getting the pump pre. I would be most of the time it is. Thank you for the follow, user 62. And let's go look at HGP. This is on Mexc. I've never heard of this coin. Already, guys, just be cautious. It's low liquidity. I can tell you right now by looking at those candles. You guys can't see the. I'd be cautious right here because of these. When you get crazy wicks like that, that is low liquidity. So I would just be very cautious right now. But let's go look at this starting on the weekly time frame. On this is again on Mexc. So the price right now is like 0.8 of a penny. It looks like, and it's overbought on the stock RSI. I'd be cautious right now. But again, I've said that before. I just said it earlier. A lot of coins are overbought on the stock RSI. The 3-day time frame is overbought. Again, the week on the daily, you're overbought. Although you're trying to break and get above the 21-day moving average, now I want to see that 21-day moving average across the 200. So far, we're nowhere close to doing that on the daily time frame. If we go to the 4-hour time frame, are we bullish or are we bearish? The 4-hour time frame looks like it wants to continue higher. You're above the 200-day moving average. You're above the 21-day moving average, and you had the golden cross on it on the 20th of December on HGP. So HGP looks decent to me. Yeah, there's other coins I like more, but HGP does look like it wants to continue to the upside. The 1 hour time frame right now is also looking good. You could say that's a mini falling wedge. So I like what I'm seeing on HGP. It looks like you really have strong resistance here, though, and you have to get above this level of. I mean, you've touched this level now multiple times. The 8 level, 8/10 of a penny level, 8.3 if you want to be exact. So I would just be cautious, and that's really, if you break that, it would be a very good sign. And let's go back to the daily time frame. If you break 8.3, the next resistance that you really have would be 11, basically 12, and above that I'd be looking for 15.6, and above that I'd be looking for 18. To the downside where you have support, I would say that's strong support there at that 4.6 level, and that is kind of, and then below that you're looking at good support right around that 3.7 level. That's what I'm looking at for HGP. If you break basically 8.3, I'd be looking for a move up to 12 or very close to it, and that is what we're looking at for HGP. No idea what it is, but that is just something I'm watching. Guys, this is another coin I talked about last time. Again, LF continues to dump, but it's something I'm still keeping an eye on, because when it pumps hard. That's all I'm going to say about it, because it's kind of a shitty coin, but it's also low liquidity. But for shits and giggles, it's kind of fun to at least watch a coin like that. It's $8,000 a coin, so maybe that's why I enjoy looking at it. But maybe it'll never be something I want to buy again, because it just continues. If it keeps going down or sideways, I'm not going to touch it. But anyways, if you guys have other requests for altcoins, let me know in the comment section below, and I will look at them. Thank you for the follow. Fat coin, Solana, in your opinion, is topped out. Thank you for the follow, Brian. So let's go look at. Did they say Fat coin? Fat coin. All right. So we'll use Fetch AI. This is on Coinbase, and we're gonna look at the weekly time frame, and we're gonna go from there. So that's what we're gonna do. All right. So the weekly time frame is overbought. A lot of coins are overbought on the weekly. 3-day time frame is oversold, making a higher high. This looks really good on the 3-day, because you've really got you've gotten consolidation, but you're not getting much of a correction, and it's oversold. You're above the 200. You're getting a golden cross now on the 3-day time frame as well for Fatcoin, which is when the 21-day moving average crosses the 200-day moving average. And actually, it's already done that way back here. This is the 200 simple moving average it's crossing. That's a good sign. I like that. So let's go down to the daily time frame. The daily time frame is oversold, making a higher low, and again, almost no correction, and you are looking good. So I like what I'm seeing right now. I'm going to go to a smaller time frame. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. The 4-hour time frame is making a lower high, but you're above the 200, you're above the 21. It's looking good. I'm going to go actually to the 12-hour, and we're going to see. I don't see any real patterns to look at, but the fact that you're holding this level is really key. So I would be just, the fact that you oversold, making higher highs and higher lows on the bigger time frames is really important. It looks like this is a good support level at that 60-cent level on Fatcoin. It's looking like that's going to be resistance at 80 cents, or no, what is that? Yeah, that's at 80 cents. And that's just what we're looking at. Then a long time ago, I drew this as support at 40 cents, and I drew it more support at 27. I don't think we go that low, but that's what we're looking at on Fatcoin. And then if you really go above it, there's probably more resistance way up here at that all-time high, at least on Coinbase, up there $1.20. So that's Fat. It looks good to me on the daily. It looks like it wants to keep going higher. I don't see any falling wedges, bull pins, or anything that really look juicy to me, but the trend is very much upwards. So that's a good sign for Fat. Dymo. What is Dymo coin? Dymo coin. Let's go look at Dymo coin. So I've looked at Dymo coin before, I guess. You have support at 32 cents. You're at 41 cents right now. And you also have support at 41 cents that I've talked about. Daily's oversold on the stock RSI. 3 days making a higher low. That's going to be a really good falling wedge to play on the 3-day. Weekly has some room to come down. It's already curving down, so it's okay if it's overbought. But when it's curving down, I'd be cautious. But the fact that 3 days is getting oversold, making a higher low, I think the 3-day chart is telling you you're going to have one more pump before this thing really probably is over. So I think FET is ready, gearing up for another move to the upside, and then the 3 days is probably going to make a higher high, and then after that it's probably going to be time for a massive correction on the weekly, but that could be a ways away. Your measured move is a $1.40 out of that falling wedge on the daily. That's a good sign. 4-hour chart is looking decent as well, trying to make a locally higher high above 44 cents. So I like whatever this shitcoin is. Dymo on I think Mexc. AVAX was the next request. Avalanche. So Avalanche right now is overbought and curving down on the weekly. I'd be cautious, but let's also look at the smaller time frames. Your next support to the downside is $31. The 3-day time frame is oversold, making a higher low. That's a good sign. 3-day chart probably is going to tell you, okay, well, we're going to get at least one more higher high before it's over. The daily chart is curving up on the stock RSI. I like that, and that is a falling wedge on the daily time frame. So AVAX looks like it wants to continue going to the upside as well. Your measure move out of AVAX coin. Hold on, let me find the last local low. That's gonna be maybe this is going to be the blow off top scenario before you get a measure move or a weekly correction on these coins. But that could take up just above $100, around 105 on AVAX. So I like what I'm seeing on AVAX. That'd be a big move up of about 50-60% on AVAX. But that is what we're looking at on AVAX coin. And AVAX looks juicy for a move all the way up to $110 actually. So I like that. AVAX looks good. Thank you for that request. What indicator? So this is a stock RSI. And then that's the only indicator I have besides if I go to the 4-hour time frame, I have other. So these are just the moving averages. These are the only two indicators I use, is the moving averages and the stock RSI. So I mean, I keep it very simple. I'm going back to Maker Coin because I'm looking for a trade on that. I'm going to go to the 15-minute time frame. So yeah. Anyways, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow, Lord for Lord. And then someone wants us to look at Orca. ORCA. This is on Coinbase. This is on weekly chart is curving down. I'd be cautious right now. 3-day time frame is, again, basically saying, hey, I've gotten no correction. I've gotten a very small correction, which is a healthy one. You need red candles every now and then. But the fact that you're making a higher low, significantly higher low, and 3-day time frame is what I'm trying to tell you, is going to make a higher high above 915, 920 before you get a correction on the weekly. So that's what I like. I've said that about a few coins now. The last few coins I think I've said that about. Again, basically keep it simple. A lot of coins are making falling wedges on the daily and 3-day and want to make higher highs on the higher time frames before the weekly really does dump. So that's what I'm looking at. Orca could possibly run up as high as, what is that price level? $24 basically. So Orca to $24. That would be crazy. That's a 3x. 3-day time frame, daily time frame is saying 3x is possible for Orca, which I know has a decently high market cap because it is on it's on Coinbase. So I like that. That's a crazy move. That'd be a crazy move. Orca is one to watch, I'd say, for the next month. Hell, I'm going to write that down. I probably won't take a trade on Orca, but that's one I would talk about and maybe at least watch going forward. So, are these coin requests? PRAISE. And then the other one was ORAI. This is on KuCoin. This is the weekly time frame, overbought, 3-day time frame. is curving down. Daily time frame is curving down, making a higher low. That is a good sign. That's not really a great falling wedge, but that is good consolidation. So this is kind of a crazy uptrend on Ori. I mean, it's kind of honestly going parabolic to some extent. I mean, that's a strong uptrend. So, I mean, I would say, though, if you lose the level of $6, then you know that your uptrend's over, and then it's time to be out or short it. So, Ori looks good. The 4-hour time frame looks good. There's no real major falling wedges that I see, but you're in a very strong uptrend, and that's really the most important thing. So, thank you for the follow, Eric. And then Maple is another request. MAPLE. 1,000 likes. Thank you guys for that. MPL on Coinbase. Weekly's overbought. Wow. Actually, Weekly's getting a nice move to the downside. It's like one of the coins that's not completely overbought on the weekly chart. The 3-day time frame, same thing. Actually, no, it's not. That was a nice consolidation right here. So, this thing could really go because the weekly's not overbought. It's not oversold, but it's not overbought. That's a falling wedge that's trying to break out right now, and it looks like it's pretty much succeeding on Maple. I think the entire market, based on what I've seen tonight, is going to go parabolic in the next month before that's just what I'm seeing. So be ready. Daily's going to make a lower high, though, so that's not a good sign. So Maple, though, but the higher time frames look really good. 3-day looks really good. Weekly's probably, I don't know, but I like what I'm looking at on the 3-day. So Maple's a high-risk coin because we've looked at other coins that when you get the weekly curving down, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'd want to touch it, but we've gone over enough coins that I think the best one that looks good tonight is Orca. So I really think that is the best one of the night. Supercoin 3-day is oversold. That's a bull pennant right there. That's a beautiful bull pennant, actually. It's kind of almost you want bull pennants to go sideways because if it goes up, it's a rising wedge. But I would say that's like it's kind of like a symmetrical triangle. But either way, I would say it looks pretty good to me. It's almost going up too fast, so I'd be very cautious about this. I would be very cautious. This would be a high-risk trade, in my opinion, because it's up so much on the 3-day. You've had, ever since literally ever since October, this coin's basically been going up. So, I mean, I would be cautious. I don't know what the market cap is on Super. I think it's actually a decently low market cap coin, but measure move could take you to $8. I'd be $8? It's at 66 cents right now. Hold up. That's crazy. Daily's about to rip. Super might be the new winner tonight. If this really happens, that 3-day time frame is going to take a while to play out. But this in the next month, I mean, if you're talking about, that's crazy. $8 divided by, and maybe that's not guaranteed, but that's a 12x that this thing is looking. The 3-day time frame is saying this could do a 12x. That is one I want to watch. That's a coin that you can make some decent money on if you're willing to be very patient. And does the daily look good? Yeah, the daily looks good. This might be my coin to trade for this next month or two. I mean, that's crazy. So thank you for that request. We'll see. It's not guaranteed. Hell, I'm gonna look at what the market cap is for Super because now I'm intrigued. SUPER. Super. Is this it? 66 cents. Market cap is 300 million. So for a $300 million market cap coin, for that to 12x, that's kind of crazy actually, but that's what it says. That would take you above 3 billion, which I guess is very possible. I mean, I'd watch Super. That might be my coin to watch for January. I'm definitely writing Super down. Hold on. I missed some coins. So ICP was the next one. trying to go through these fast. ICP, we just looked at. There's really nothing new to talk about. My measure move is $18. I don't think anything's changed since the last time we looked at it, which was the other day. Daily's getting overbought, but you're looking good. Yeah, that's consolidating. It's going to keep going up. $18 is the measure move, so it's still in the uptrend. Teller, is that? What's the ticker? I need the ticker. TL TRB? Yeah, it's TRB. Okay. Yeah, 3 days overbought. There's better ones to trade out there than that. You got support though at $70, so I would look for that to be consolidation. Going up too fast on Teller, and 3 days pulling back. This is a no buy zone, so that would be something I would just not touch. So daily could tell you keep going up, but I think this chart doesn't look beautiful. I mean, it looks like a good chart, but it's going up too fast. So I think there's better risk assets than this, such as Orca and such as Super, and some other ones. But this just doesn't. It's the faster you go up, the higher risk it is. So. So Super was the one that I was talking about that really looks good. And actually, I'm going to go back to Super. And I'm going to add it to my watch list because I am definitely intrigued by this. And I believe you can trade it on perpetuals on Mexc. Not that I recommend that, but could you imagine getting a 12x plus doing a 3x long or something? I did not want to do that. Plus, I mean, I'm not saying you should use leverage, because if it's going to do a 12x in the next few months, you don't need to use leverage. But I mean, if you do low leverage or something, you could. I think that'd be So I'm going to redraw it because this is. I was on the Coinbase chart. Now we're on the Mexc chart futures, and we're going to make sure we get this. I mean, and if you do it more than once, and you get the same measure move, then you know the measure move is legit. So let's just redraw it. It's really hard to do without a mouse. So that's what we're looking at right now. And I get a different measure move now, so I'm not sure what I did differently. But it's still going to do, that's still a measure move of $5. So I don't know where I got $8 from, but either way, that's a crazy measure move. So that is what we're looking at right now. And if you want to do the conservative move, it's more like the shorter term move I could see happening would be like $1.60, which is still very good. So I think either way, even if it only goes to $1.60 in the next month, that's still like a 3x. So this is when I'd be watching is Supercoin. It could really go parabolic here in January. Corny. If I can't chart it on Mexc or Coinbase, I'm not looking at it. So that's not what I'm looking at. I could tell by the name. Although Mexc has a lot of shit coins. So So we don't have anyone watching on YouTube. So with that being said, guys, if you guys have any more requests, let me know. Otherwise, we'll be back live at Saturday, 7 p.m. Central Time for our next live stream. So let me go over to Maker. Maker's not giving me a clear signal what to do, long or short. So I'm not in a trade on that right now. I think Super might be the one I have to go start trading, though, Super also just crossed bullish on the 200 simple moving average on the 50-minute time frame, which I love to trade. So you could enter. I might enter a long trade tonight on Supercoin with a stop loss at 64 cents, and that's probably gonna be the trade I enter tonight. Actually, probably a low leverage long. no more than I never do more than 9x leverage. I think that's way too risky, especially if you're playing with almost $1,000 like I am. So I mean, if you put in, just for easy math, $1,000 and you're doing a 3x long or 9x long, you already got $9,000 on the trade. So don't be greedy. So Super looks good to me, and actually it looks really good to me on the 15-minute time frame even. So Super is looking good to me on basically every time frame I look at it on. And this is going to be a trade I'm going to enter actually, and hell, I might do it live right now. So your next, just short term, the 15-minute chart's making a higher low. It's curving up. You're above the 200. You're above the you're above the 21. It's about to make a bullish cross. It's actually already made a golden cross. And it's about to do it on the 200 simple as well. Your measured move is 69 cents, so nothing crazy, but I'm going to do a 9x long on this or something like that. We'll see what happens. Let's just go over to Supercoin right now, and so we have about $600 in my just in my futures account. So let's go over here really quick, and I'm going to enter a long. I don't care. I'm going to do everything I have because, if I make money on my futures and say I turn $600 into $700, when I take profits on the trade, I'll put my other 100 into my spot and then I'll leave 600. So I only at most ever enter $600 into a trade on futures plus leverage. So we're going to do 9x long, and we're going to make sure it's on isolated. We're going to do a market order, which you don't have to do. And I'm going to make sure that we have a stop loss in place. And I said, let's go back over to the chart. We said that our stop loss is going to be below this last local low at 65.55. That's going to be my stop loss, 0.655. I believe that was my stop loss. Let me just verify that. So that would be losing. I would lose $90 if I enter the trade right now. I might actually do lower leverage than that because I don't know if I want to lose $91 on this trade. That's kind of a lot. And our measured move is 69.57. Let's just see what our risk to reward would be if I enter this trade. So we're risking $87 to make $218. I always want my R&R to be above 3. So 218 divided by, what did we say, 90? That's 2.42. So that's not the best R&R. But that's really the only place the stop loss would make sense. So we're going to take that trade technically. For right now, I'm not going to take profit in. We're just going to have a stop loss in, and we're just going to risk $92. So let's just do it and see. So see what happens. Our liquidation is 59 cents, but we have a stop loss in, so we can't be liquidated. And our trade is entered. Stop loss at 65.5. Always double check once you open the trade that you do have the stop loss in place and they didn't like delete or something, because that's not fun. So our average price is 66.73. So then I go over to my chart, and I always like to know where I entered the trade. I always do a green line for entry. I always do dotted line when that's my entry point. So that's our entry point is 66. We'll call it 66.7, 66.8 if you want to be, to pay for a fee. So 66.8 is our entry, and our stop loss is right here at 65.5. So yeah, that's the trade we entered. Alrighty, so let me just see. Thank you. I need the. Oh, thank you. XYO. Thank you for the follow sweep. What platform are you using for this chart view, trading view? What broker do you use? I use Mexc. I can't find a platform to trade. Mexc. Bitcoin net near its top in my opinion before ETF rejection and retrace to 35K. I really hope that we get a massive dump because, first of all, we're in greed on the markets. And I would love to buy crypto at the lows and short everything and make money shorting. But right now, a lot of altcoins look like they want to rip at least one more time. I've talked about them. Super is extreme. Super is one of those coins that I believe that is about to dump or pump. I mean, we're already up $7 on that trade. So I don't know. It's a high risk trade. It's 9x leverage, and I never do more than 9x. But hell, even 9x is kind of degenerate when you're playing with $500-600 because. I mean, my margin on this trade, let's go back and look. We're up $9 on the trade. Our margin is only $557. I said I never do more than 600. $557 times 9 is 5. This is a $5,000 trade. It probably tells me, yeah, $5,010.06 is our margin. So, yeah. You don't really need to do more than 9x if you have enough money in your account. As long as you're not trading with like $10, you don't need much more than that. Thank you, Miguel. Hopefully I'm not butchering your name, for joining the Telegram group. It is free to join. The link to join that is in my bio on TikTok. Yeah, it's dangerously overheated. That's why you have a stop loss in place. And sometimes the markets go the most parabolic when they're overbought. We're not in extreme greed yet, though. So, again, I think there's still more room for improvement. And I'm looking at a lot of coins, a lot of altcoins on the 3-day look like they just want to rip. Hell, I bet if I go over to Bitcoin on the 3-day, let's just do that for shits and giggles. Bitcoin on the 3-day, does it want to rip? Yes, it does. Bitcoin on the 3-day is in a bull pennant. And I will do this one more time. Remove the drawings. Bitcoin is in a bull pennant. And it's going to probably go to the upside. These break up 68% of the time, but when I see all the other coins doing the same thing Bitcoin's doing, it makes me think it's even more likely than 68% to go up. Even if you're doing the last local low and being conservative, your next measure move for Bitcoin. I did this earlier. We got a measure move of 75,000, but if you're doing the smaller measure move and saying that's a local low at 35K or 34K, it's still a $56,000 target for Bitcoin. And you can see it's already testing and it just made a higher high, breaking the top of the channel. So it's very likely, especially with the 3-day being oversold on the stock RSI, that Bitcoin really does a crazy pump here to $56,000. So I'd watch Bitcoin closely. And I would, that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. I'm going back. So I know where, so we had resistance at 47.2. Right? We had resistance at 47,200. I'm just going to redo my chart because my chart was really getting filthy anyway. And then you had very strong support at $42,000. So that's really the range that we're trading in for Bitcoin on the macro levels. So any AI coins I'm looking at gaming coins such as Korea Coin, which I have money in right now. Let's go over to Korea Coin. This is a gaming coin. It's not really AI, but I don't know. AI is going to do good for sure, but my money's on this one. $20 million market cap. It's going to rip. I've been talking about this ever since less than a penny. Hell, I've been talking about this. The lowest I ever talked about this coin was 0.8 of a penny. Literally. And that was 2 weeks ago. And now you're at almost 8 cents. It hit 8 cents earlier today. I was so stupid. I wish I stayed in the trade. Hell, I've been talking about, but I haven't even been listening to my own advice because I've been getting in and out of it. And if I just stayed in it, I'd have an 8x on $1,000. I'd be so happy right now in 2 weeks. To make $8,000 in 2 weeks off $1,000, that'd be insane. But, anyways. Thank you for the follow. Fake out before dump. Too many people excited. I mean, if the entire market is looking hot on the 3-day and on the daily, I'd be bullish. I would be cautious because, obviously you should always have a stop loss in because anything can always happen. But I would be bullish. I mean, the entire market is about to rip on the daily and 3-day. So I think that we're going to get one more move up here. The charts don't lie. Like, if just one coin looked good, but when all the coins look good, it's time to be... There's a time to be bullish and there's a time to be bearish. Right now, I think it's time to be bullish. I mean, even Bitcoin, the big daddy, is about to rip on the 3-day to 56,000 bare minimum. So, for my TA. So, we'll see what happens. Time to be bullish. Let's go and look at XYO. And I don't know why no one's watching on YouTube tonight. Usually we got people watching over there, but whatever. So XYO, how's XYO looking? So XYO, yeah, it's overbought on the weekly, but the 3 days oversold. That's a falling wedge. Hell, this is going to be a cup and handle that's going to play out for Bitcoin. Or not for Bitcoin, for XYO. That's what it looks like at least. So I believe that we're going to see this really make a move to the upside here on XYO. Let me get the correct thing. And this is what I'm looking at for XYO, is a cup and handle forming. Let me move this down. That's a cup and handle. And then what you get here is you want to see this handle form, meaning that you need some downside price action for this to play out. But these cup and handles play out 68% of the time. And then what you do is you get measured move from the last local high to the last local low right here in a cup and handle. And then however low it goes, that's your measure move. So that measure move would take you back to the previous high right around 9.6, 9.7. So XYL could be looking good on the 3-day. Again, another coin that looks bullish on the 3-day. I'm telling you guys, the market's about to rip. Dailies already looking good. There's your handle. When you zoom into the smaller time frames, you're already seeing it. I still think you have a little more downside to go, maybe another day or two, but this thing is probably about to rip. 3 days already ready to go as well. So I'm just waiting. 4 hours, looking good. XYL is probably about to go to 9.6, 9.5. So that's about a 30% move to the upside. We'll see what happens. But that is XYL for you guys in a nutshell. Perfect time to dump when indicators are telling otherwise. I'm sitting out. I mean, I would usually with the chart. Thank you for the roast, Simone. They smell so good. Thank you. Usually when the charts tell you to buy, and when all the charts are green, that's usually when we pump. But that's just from my experience. So, hold on. So, yeah, no problem. Thank you for the follow as well, Key. And I trade on Mexc. Let's go look at Link. I haven't looked at Link in a hot minute. That trade's not doing so hot. Our trade, I don't even want to look at how much we're already down. We entered at 66. Yeah, we're down. I don't want to look. we lose $90 or we make a lot of money. So Link right now on the weekly chart is curving down on the weekly, but this is a massive bull pennant on the 3-day. You've been going sideways for a long time. This thing is probably about to rip. Again, it's another coin that I've talked about on the 3-day. And when all the coins look at bullish on the 3-day, and then the odds are in your favor. 68% chance the entire market rips here based on what I'm seeing in the market. So, I mean, I'm just saying Link is probably about to go parabolic as well. And I think January, February is going to be a very bullish time for altcoins and probably even for Bitcoin. Like, if Bitcoin goes to 47K by the end of the month and 56K happened by end of February, I would not be surprised at all. This measure move on Link is telling you that you could go back to resistance at $38. That's a 3x. I don't think this happens very fast. Link is a slow mover. But look at this. When Link went from 560 to all the way as high as $17, and it did that in the time span from September, and the top was over in December. So, you got October, and it did that in 3 months. It did 3x in 3 months. So I could see the same thing happening, going from $15 to $37, $38, and that's another 3x in 3 months. So, all right, guys, we're going to look at the damage. We're down $20. All right, it's not bad. But anyways, that's Link. Link looks ready as well. Thank you. So, anyways, guys, that's all I got. I'll see you guys on Saturday, 7 p.m. Central Time for our next live stream. Actually, hold on. Let me see. There's football on Saturday. I don't know if I want to intervene with that. There's football on Saturday. The Steelers play at 3:30, and that's my team. So, actually, what I'm going to do this next week is I'm going to, instead of streaming Saturday at 7 p.m. Central Time, I'm going to stream Friday, the day before, at 7 p.m. Central Time, because I don't want to interfere with football, because no one's going to watch if there's football on. Hell, I can't watch either, because I'm watching my Steelers play. So, yeah, so I'll be live next week, 7 p.m. Central Time on Friday, and I'll let you guys know in the Telegram group as well to remind you guys, but that means I'll be live again in 4 days, basically at this time. So I'll see you guys in the next live stream Friday, 7 p.m. Central Time, and then we'll get back on schedule after that. Yeah. Thank you. How to join Telegram? The link to join that is in my description on TikTok, my bio on YouTube, and yeah. I'll see you guys in the Telegram group. I'll see you guys on Friday, 7 p.m. Central Time for our next live stream. Until then, trade safe and have a great week. I'm going to end my stream real quick. I don't know. No one watched on YouTube. That's crazy. Like, literally, maybe one person watch. We got 4 views.